Welcome back to Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. In the hot seat, we have Bruce Kulick of KISS. Did his brother Bob Kulick play on KISS Alive 1? Subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, give us a thumbs up, put your comments down below, and don't go nowhere. Here's Mr. Bruce Kulick. I just was reading about the rumor about KISS Alive 1, and there was this whole thing going on. Is Bob on that record, or?
No, and I have all his papers. I went through.
Don't touch that dial.
One of the first things that I did with KISS officially, yet unofficially, one of my ghost guitar appearances.
And I have all his papers. I went through big interviews that he did when he was certainly proud and excited to be part of KISStory, and there was never a mention of it. Now, this guy wants to say that, and he has the right to say, I remember Bob coming in and punching in a chord. Fine. But my brother, I just know him. He liked to brag about big things, and that's big. And why not? I mean, look, there's certain things that you don't want to mention, like probably he didn't feel good about Creatures. And I think it's more likely he's on Creatures of the Night than in any way plugging in on Alive 1, even though we know there were probably repairs and stuff. Yeah. So sadly, we'll never know, but I'm sticking with, I don't believe so, because I can't find any record of it. He never mentioned it to me. And what can I say? But I liked, because of that, I kind of dug into a few things, because someone once mentioned that Mike, something about Creatures, and then I found it and I listened to it and I said it. Even if he did a chord, who cares about a chord? Bob's contribution to KISS was important. It was great lead playing. It was a vibe. And yeah, it didn't sound like Ace, but people still, the new KISS album with these studio tracks Alive too, larger than life. And stuff like that. They're just brilliant. And then, of course, Paul's solo record. So he had his contributions, and I'm glad I've been able to honor him, as tragic as losing him in 2020 was.
Of course. And Creatures of the Night, you know what? That is like one of my favorite albums as well.
Oh, I love it too. But don't give Vinnie Vincent all the credit. He did play lead on a few, but they were just bringing in anybody. And Lick It Up, I would say, Vinnie, that's it. You know what I mean? He owns it. Okay. And he, of course, contributed a lot of songs on that too.
That whole era, because it was very in limbo too with the guitar player. Yeah. Mark St. John, it was an odd time. Vinny, Mark St. John, it was all like, what's going on here? Well, what's going on here?
Well, my early interviews, it was like, so what do you bring to the band? Stability? You know what I mean? Because how do you go through all these guitarists? And one last thing about Mark, I have to tell you, I'll never forget this. I can see it so clear. I'm in my parents' home in Queens, and, getting Kerrang, that British magazine with the exclamation point at the end, very important. They were always on it. They were quicker somehow than, even being from England, than Hit Parader, Metal Edge, and the others of the time. So I remember seeing a centerfold of Mark St. John, and I looked at it, because obviously they were promoting the new album, the new single and video, and I'm looking at it, and then I read a little bit about him, and I didn't think he didn't look right, but something kept like telling me, like, no, this isn't right. This is all wrong. Oh, his influence is bad. No, this is bad. This ain't right. This ain't going to happen. Now, my gut didn't say, and you're going to replace him, and then your whole life changes, and you're blessed with this KISStory that happens. But I know I had this, kind of thing looking at it. It's interesting.
You had that gut feeling. He's not the right guy. Did you do homework even before you knew the gig was going there? Like, I know I could get this gig. Or no,
absolutely not.
Nothing like
because
that.
I already auditioned for them, and Gene said, nice vibrato, and that was it. You know what I mean? I never really thought.
That's interesting.
But it's interesting to come in the way I did. In a way, I didn't have to audition. I was kind of vetted, and then I really proved myself right there, touring with them and doing it. So it's really, really a very unusual situation and fascinating. What can I say? Every day is KISS Day.
That was Mr. Bruce Kulick, and if you want to see this episode unedited, uncut, join our members only club. In the meantime, make sure you comment down below and give us a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe. Until then, we'll catch you all later. It's only rock and roll, and we like it. Who loves you, baby? We do.